Hello there, people of the internet. YouTuber viewer, I am sure that you're watching this. This is not me showing the manufacturing of anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about how I do things like from a purely scientific point of view. So somewhere here, I think, yeah, it's back there. I don't feel like digging that out. So I have a Russian TOZ-122. I think I've made videos on it before. It's a bolt-action 308 rifle from Russia, made in their Tula factory. It's got a 3x9 scope on it. It's got iron sights on it, sighted for both 100 and 200 yards. It's a really good little rifle, especially for the amount of money that those rifles normally go. Well, right here, my little box of ammo, these are hand loads, and as you can see marked on it, I have TOZ-122 150 grain soft points. And the reason why I have that marked on here is because this ammunition right here is designed, not only zeroed for that rifle, but it is designed specifically to run exceptionally well inside of that exact rifle. I don't want to run this through some other 308 like I got my Oviedo Mauser in 7.62 NATO, and I got a Chilean Mauser over here also in 7.62 NATO. Both of those would be able to run these with the way that I have it loaded. But this ammunition is specifically designed to run in that TOZ extraordinarily well, and I want to talk about how it is that I actually did that. So normally whenever I'm reloading ammo, I'm reloading bulk ammunition just as fast as possible, because if I'm going to take it to the range to go send some lead down range, I'm going to be typically within like 100 yards, more often than not within 50 yards, and I'm just going to be mag dumping garbage. So I don't need precise ammunition, but this ammunition right here is for hunting purposes, and I might be taking a shot at 300, 400 yards in order to put down the deer that's across the field in wherever it is that I'm at. Many times I'm just hunting in like the jungles of Florida, but I've got a couple other places where I might be able to touch out to some longer distances. So I wanted to go ahead and make myself some really accurate ammo. So normally what I do is, if it calls for it, I'll size and trim my brass. Very seldomly do I actually worry about trimming, just with the way that I load my cartridges and whatnot. I don't necessarily have to trim them that often, especially with the cartridges that I use. I'm typically rocking things that don't have a whole lot of pressure behind them. But I'll size and trim my cartridges if necessary, and then I'll take a little powder dipper and I'll scoop out roughly the amount of powder that I need. Probably going to be undercharged by like 10%, just for the savior of powder consumption and somewhere along that ballpark. But that's because the scoops that I'm scooping out of the powder, they're going to be inconsistent, because it's just, you know, scoops with basically a little powder spoon. I'm not quite sure what they're actually called, but I'm just going to go and call it a powder spoon. Lee makes them. They got this little it's like a pamphlet, and it tells you exactly how much powder that each of these little spoons holds. And so you get a rough estimation of roughly what it is that you're going to be putting inside your cartridges, and that's typically how I run those cartridges. And then I'll seat a bullet and throw it into the pile and be on my way. And I don't get tremendous amounts of accuracy from making ammunition like that, but what I will do, if I need to be accurate, that's where this stuff right here comes in. So what this is 308 ammunition that has been fire formed to the chamber of that TOZ-122 rifle. And the reason why it's been fire formed is not only will we have very, very little play inside that chamber upon firing this ammunition again, but it is going to be extraordinarily consistent. And consistency is how you get accuracy with your ammo. So every single one of these has been sized to, I can't quite remember the dimensions, but they're all within one 1/100th of an inch of one another, which is extraordinarily accurate measurements for ammunition reloading. But they're all sized to like within 1/100th of an inch of each other. They're all fire formed exactly to that chamber. On top of that, I'm using 4064 gunpowder, which is a very slow-burning rifle powder, inside of these cartridges. I found that slow-burning rifle powder, as it burns as the cartridge goes down the barrel, can be a lot more accurate than a faster burning powder, and 4064 just, it seems to be absolutely perfect for getting accuracy in 30 caliber rounds. I don't care what it is. Like 4064 just seems to be the stuff to go to. I'm using Sierra match grade 150 grain soft point rounds. They are boat tailed, and every single one of them, these projectiles, I went through and I weighed them individually to make sure they're all exactly 150 grains down to 1/10 of a grain. So I got 43 grains of 4064, again, also measured exactly down to 1/10 of a grain. I got all these bullets that are, you know, they're all the same size. Consistency, consistency. All the cartridges, all the brass cases, trimmed the same, fire formed the same. They all have the same exact weight bullet. They all have the same exact amount of gunpowder. They all have the same exact primers. They're all seated in the same way. They have the same amounts of pressure that seated the primer. The same exact bullet depth for seating the bullets. This ammunition right here is extraordinarily accurate. I found that TOZ 122, it's got a 1 in 14 twist, which is not all that common for 308 rifles. Normally they have more like a 1 in 10. But that 1 in 14 twist stabilizes lightweight bullets quite well, and it stabilizes 150 grain just extraordinarily well, and so that is why I decided to go with 150 grain, and it runs Sierra soft points extraordinarily well. And that is how I was able to make some extremely accurate ammunition for this particular hunting season. Now, if I were to... Oh yeah, I cleaned it up earlier. I had a bag of just like miscellaneous hand-loaded 308 ammo that I was going to take to the range and essentially just have fun at the range with. I made that using my little powder scoops. If I had that ammunition, then I imagine that would be significantly less accurate than my hand-loaded stuff that I have over here. My stuff that's specifically designed to run through my TOZ 122 extremely well. Like, that rifle's going to run the ammo that is specifically designed for it as a, like, extremely accurately, as opposed to if I were to just like take out that other hand-loaded stuff, or even just regular ball ammunition. As a matter of fact, right over here I have this Bullet First ammo, and inside this is factory second 7.62 NATO. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just standard M80 ball. M80 ball, the powder inside of it, I'm not sure what powder it is that they use, but it can vary like up to 4 grains. And I've pulled these apart, like these specifically, just to check them out, and they have anywhere from like 41 to 45 grains of gunpowder inside of them for whatever gunpowder it is that they're using. And the bullet weights themselves, they're typically a 147 grain bullet, but I've seen them as low as 145, and I'd see them as high as 150. And all those inconsistencies just make this less accurate. Now you can go out and get like match grade ammo, and you might have better accuracy with that. It all depends on the brand, all depends on a variety of different factors. You are not guaranteed to get good accuracy out of match grade ammo, and that's one of the main reasons why I load my own ammunition. I'm just very familiar with what this rifle likes, and that's kind of where I'm sitting at with this right here. So I wanted to share how I did that. I guess I'm gonna go and do the outro now. Thanks for watching, appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share, description below is a link to all sorts of stuff, go check it out. You guys go up, have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next episode.
once I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garand. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.